After 2 days of storm, was this going to be the calm as the racing resumed in the Louis Vuitton Cup Knockout Series? Absolutely not. First race up, American Magic versus Ineos Britannia. 22-minute delay while the winds built. Ineos Britannia off its foils in the start. Close in the early stages, but a boundary penalty for Ineos saw a lead change there. And Ineos managed to get in front, but at the fifth mark, Ineos wobbled and American Magic got past to beat them by 13 seconds at the finish. Race 2, Luna Rossa versus Orient Express, the top challenger versus the bottom one. The French scored a boundary penalty or received a boundary penalty in the start, off the foils again. Luna Rossa was away. And that was that. Always going to be a tough one for Orient Express, but they desperately need another win to get them out of the elimination slot. Third race in the 5-day card, Team New Zealand versus Ineos Britannia. A close start, but Team New Zealand picked up a wind shift to edge ahead. Ineos Britannia again off its foils, the first of several splashdowns in light and shifty conditions, and by the finish the British were a full length behind. Race 4, Alinghi Red Bull Racing versus American Magic. The Swiss, you'll recall, scored their very first win in their last outing to draw them even on the elimination zone battle with Orient Express. It is desperately looking at this point for a second win to shift it out of the ejector seat. Against American Magic, you thought they might have been up against it, but despite a pre-start moment when the Swiss boat actually crashed onto its foils after letting go the tow rope with its chase boat, it was an even start, but American Magic, just before that start, got penalised for entering the start box marginally early and had to fall behind the Swiss at the start line. And pretty much that was that. An extraordinary race in which Alinghi Red Bull Racing sailed their best race yet, and led all the way to lead the Americans 38 seconds behind, and that was a result which puts them 1 point above Orient Express at that stage, and if it continues like that, keeps them away from the risk of elimination. Orient Express, though, had one more race to come against Team New Zealand, the last one for the day. The French, again, off their foils in the start. 265 metres behind as Team New Zealand sailed away. Day done, you might have thought, but no. Team New Zealand are off its foils and the French sailed by, and the French were leading 21 seconds at the first mark. But at the second gate, same old problem for the French in trying to get round in light and shifty conditions, off their foils again. They had that a couple more times, just an enormous margin at the end, nearly 2 legs behind Team New Zealand, which scored a handy win, but for the French has left them at the bottom of the table. And if that remains that way over the next 2 days of racing, it is the French who would go home and Alinghi Red Bull Racing would sail on into the semi-finals. But as I say, 2 more days of racing.